topic is how I help world-class manager improving their performance by 89%. Our speaker is a founder of People Coaching World, and he helped a lot of world-renowned corporates like BMW, Nokia, IBM, Panasonic, Produa, and so on, in helping to improve their performance. I'm very excited to find out how he derived this 89%. And let's put our palm together to welcome Mr. Murphy Lam.
This morning I'd like to share with you one of the many successful projects that we have done for our customers in helping the world-class managers improve the performance by 89%. World-class managers. These are people who are well-trained, well-exposed, very, very experienced. If these people were to go to some other companies, they will excel like a champion. But in this organization, because it has a different culture, different requirement, different performance measures, they have a totally different ball game. So I'm going to share with you 5 things. I call it the Brasso picture. It stands for the background, the requirement, the approach, the solution, and also the outcome. So let's start. This is a project that is requested by the head of a consulting unit of a multinational telecommunication company. In the multinational companies, you have structures and systems that comes all the way from head office, and you need to abide by them. You're right. Same thing, this organization has a very structured performance management system where all their employees, especially heads of department, have to go through. This company has a dual reporting line. One is to the unit, which is the consulting unit. One is to the project owner. Right? I guess for the multinational organization, it's very familiar that you have dual reporting line. So the head has actually analyzed the performance of these managers one by one. Now, when this organization looks at the performance level to the project owner, it looks good. But when they actually combine the two together, it was a trending line downwards. And he knew that if nothing is being done, this company, or especially this consulting unit, will be in trouble. So what he did was he summoned all his heads of department to the boardroom and says, look, this is the situation, and this is what we need to do. So what happened was he told his head of department that you need to ship up or ship out. They found out that one of the better way to help these managers is through coaching, through leadership coaching. So we were actually invited, and we went in, and as usual, this company has a very stringent requirement. Not only that, they wanted to ensure that this organization or any vendor has this similar experience in doing this, but they also want to make sure that the methodology that we adopt is approved by their their competency agent. This company has a competency unit that screens all vendors. Only the vendors who fulfills the requirement of the competency will be approved to offer any service to them. So we were actually screened through teleconferencing and also through interviews. In addition to that, there were 2 other meetings to ensure that we knew what we're doing. All right, this is the kind of level of screening that they practice. First of all, they want to make sure that we understood the requirement. So what we did is we went in there to tell them that, look, the way we actually understand requirement is not to say, you tell us what you need, and we'll take it and run. Our approach is, you tell us what you need, but allow us to ask you a question to ensure that that is the real requirement that you want. Because most of the time, after talking to them, we realize that requirement doesn't stand because it was a symptom, it's not the real problem. So what we did is we used the SMARTER principle. We decided to put E and R into this when we were talking to the head of the consulting unit. We says, how exciting is your requirement? I mean, why would you want to go in there and create a requirement that it is so difficult to achieve and it's not exciting at all? So we want to make sure that, while it is demanding, you want it to be exciting. So we want to make sure that the requirement statement or the problem statement that we come up with, it is exciting, and R is rewarding. How do you reward the people that is subjected to this performance improvement exercise? There has to be a carrot somewhere. So the first thing we went in is to make sure that we had this. You know why? Because at the end of the day, this is what we measure with. How successful this project really depends on this. Most of the time, when we go in, we take the requirement as it is, per se. The measurement is very, very vague. It's like my word against your word. I said, I've done everything that you wanted us to do, but you say, no, you've only done so much. So we want to make sure that this requirement is very, very specific and measurable. Second thing is, we wanted to understand their performance management system as well as the leadership development framework. Now, this organization has leadership programs coming from all over the world. And as I said, these managers are sent to these programs almost every other month in different parts of the world. They're well-trained, very experienced, and we were told they do not want to have duplicates. To ensure that there's no duplicate, we want to know how the performance is being measured and what area of leadership they are good at. Those areas which they only had a breeze through, that's where we focus on. The approach. A lot of times, participants, regardless of what level, hates going to training. Yes. You know why? We discovered that the reason why a lot of people feel reluctant to go for any kind of development programs is because they feel that they're going out of their job, doing something, and come back that doesn't actually help them at all. They think, oh, I'm going to lose 2 days. I'm already so busy. I'm going to lose 2 days. I'm going to go there and do something, and I don't know whether it's going to help me or not, and I come back and more work. So in this project, what we did was, we don't want to call it a workshop. What we want to call this is actually a learning lab. What we're saying is, all of us in this room and beyond, we have our work issues, yes? So we tell this head of consulting unit, can you please go to your heads of department, tell them to write down the most pertinent issues as a case. Your case. And every one of your cases is different. So we want you to bring in your problem into the room. So what we do is we actually will share with you the steps, and you apply your own issue, your own problem, using the new steps. When you leave the room by the end of the training or the coaching, you already have a solution that you can apply immediately back to your work. We ask them, why don't you use your own case study instead of mine? Because if I were to use mine and you go back and say it's totally irrelevant, I don't know how to apply. Next thing, we also make sure that there is a framework to ensure these people are doing exactly what we want them to do, which is this.